Welcome to the David Sparks Show, an ongoing exploration of issues and thought by award-winning journalist, artist, and musician David Sparks. For more info, visit thedavidsparks.com.
Hey there, hi there, ho there. It is David Sparks, and after a long hiatus of delivering video messages, commentary to the Young Turks Nation TYT community, I'm back. So let's get to the point at hand today. Mike Huckabee. Oh, he's in the news. He's on CNN today. He's going after the gays. Well, he's not going after the gays. He said, I can be friends with anyone. However, I don't have to approve of their lifestyle.
You do write very eloquently about it being a religious conviction to oppose gay marriage, but then you also talk about the biblical backings of being heterosexual. So given that, how do you kind of square that religious conviction with being open to having gay friends?
Well, people can be my friends who have lifestyles that are not necessarily my lifestyles. I don't shut people out of my circle or out of my life because they have a different point of view. I don't drink alcohol, but gosh, a lot of my friends, maybe most of them do. I don't use profanity, but believe me, I've got a lot of friends who do. Some people really like classical music and ballet and opera. It's not my cup of tea. I'd like to think that there's room in America for people who have different points of view without screaming, shouting, and wanting to shut their businesses down.
Essentially, he said today that homosexuality was kind of like, whether the same thing as choosing whether to drink or smoke or cuss. It's a personal lifestyle choice. And while he had friends of his who honored that personal lifestyle choice, he himself didn't. But, isn't that kind of like, you've heard people say, well, I have black friends. I have gay friends. Still coming from a place of like, I'm a very good person and I have the right to condescend upon others based upon my awesome morality.
But for me, as it was for President Obama in 2008, this is not just a political issue. It is a biblical issue. And as a biblical issue, unless, I get a new version of the scriptures, it's really not my place to say, okay, I'm just going to evolve. It's like asking somebody who's Jewish to start serving bacon-wrapped shrimp in their deli. We don't want to do that. We're not going to do that. Or asking a Muslim to, to serve up something that is offensive to him, or to have dogs in his backyard. We're so sensitive to make sure we don't offend certain religions, but then we act like Christians can't have the convictions that they've had for over 2,000 years.
He says it's not a political issue. Is there anything that is more political than marriage? It happens. What do you got to get when you get married? Oh, you got to go down to the courthouse and get a marriage license. Oh, when you don't want to be married anymore, what do you got to do? Oh, you got to go down to the courthouse. And you got to follow by the rules as established by the political establishment, the lawmakers in America. So, Mike, you're just completely dead wrong about this not being a political issue. That's totally buffoon crazy. Mike, you say that, you couldn't change, but isn't that like the same kind of argument that people were making during Jim Crow, using the Old Testament sections of the Bible to justify Jim Crow, justify slavery in the United States, and saying that, well, it's just biblical, it's never going to change? Well, you can think what you want, but when you try to codify things into law to give certain groups, in this case heterosexuals, who decide to couple up and register themselves within the government paperwork, and then thereby making themselves responsible in a legalistic fashion to what happens to them there within. If you give that to one group and not another, and we have this thing called the Constitution that says all men are created equal and need to and follow their pursuit of happiness. And if we don't let everyone follow their own definition of happiness, as long as that happiness does not infringe upon the rights of others, and if my neighbor out here decides, well, I'm going to get married to my friend Bob. It's not affecting me in any way. I'm still in this room. I'm still making a video. Folks, do not get worried about Mike Huckabee at this time. Mike Huckabee is really, well, he says he's running for president, or he's checking it out, or he's got some kind of committee to check into it, blah, blah, blah. He quit his Fox News show. Mike Huckabee does not have a chance at being elected. And he's really only going to get the Cracker Barrel fundamentalist crowd. Southern white Christians of overwhelmingly a older demographic, which is becoming a smaller and smaller and smaller demographic. And so Mike Huckabee, here he goes, he's saying some stuff that people are like, oh, it's outrageous. You know, Huckabee, good luck with those books. Good luck with those motivational tapes at Cracker Barrel, because really that is what this whole presidential campaign of his right now is all about. And, you know, it also kind of proves to me that, you know, Mike Huckabee is the kind of guy that'll just stab you right in the back. He'll be like, hi, I'm real friendly. Let's be friends and discuss this in a rational manner. Then when you're gone, I'm going to tell everyone how much I disapprove of the way you live, because I have a very superior lifestyle of living.